as we turn our attention to the defensive side of the ball, I want to see that group this week, like, make a serious impact. We've heard for a long time, we certainly heard during camp, that this pass rush is back, right? This whole defense is as good as it was in 2019, and the pass rush unit is back. And again, like, I'm trying to keep in some perspective that the kind of game that Indiana and Youngstown State played against Ohio State may not have been the kind where you would see pass rush get home. But I just haven't seen what I expect out of Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau in particular. Again, they haven't played terrible, but they're not like the game wreckers that they're supposed to be. And I don't know if that means Kenyatta Jackson needs more snaps. I think Caden Curry's played really well in his first 2 games this year. Maybe Caden Curry needs more reps. Whatever it's gonna take. That group, defensive tackles have played fine. They also haven't been great in the pass rush, but nobody's really run up the middle on them, with big gaping holes. So I just want to see the defensive line play pissed off and aggressive and really put somebody under pressure.
Yeah, and like you said, that the first 2 weeks were pretty game plan specific, because just like you said, we've been excited about seeing this defensive line. They're so hyped. It's supposed to be the best group on this team. So do the other coaches. They see that too, and they're like, all right, how do we neutralize this front four? How can we make sure that they're not a part of the game? And, when you're looking at Ohio State's defense, it's almost like a good, better, best. Like, your defensive line is the best group. Maybe the linebackers are good and the secondary is better. So it's like all of them are different levels of great, but your defensive line is awesome. And they're like, all right, how do we take them out of it? And I think what's going to be exciting these next couple of weeks is that you're going to get away from the 9-1-1. Oh my God, we can't even. We need to make the defensive line not even be a factor at all. Like, you're going to get away from that because you're going to start seeing improvements in the competition. Okay, so what I'm really looking forward to is funny. My buddies and I were texting all last night. Like, they were same thing, belly aching about the defensive line, and I'm like, I wouldn't put too much stock into it quite yet. I could be wrong in 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm like, as the competition starts to improve, now you start judging it a little bit more and judging it a little bit more fairly, I think. I think this week will be an interesting test. Western Kentucky's going to really like to throw the ball, as we've mentioned a couple times. And you'll see. We'll see how they want to attack this defense. If they're dropping back and standing back there, you want to see Ohio State start making some pressure and start getting home, because that's what we were told that they were going to do. So you'd love to see that. If it's still, again, another deal where they're getting out quick, think about it almost as that's a win too. Even though JT may not be making sacks, they're forcing the ball out like this and giving their DBs the opportunity to make plays and just be in the right spot. So I still think they're effective from that standpoint, but I align with you. I'd like to see in these next couple of weeks, start making your impact. Start making an impact on the field, making those sacks, getting teams out of behind the sticks and then off schedule, which I think this defense can do, or this defensive line certainly can do.